dreams. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep it down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep it down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep it down.
What up, players? It's the morning after with Nick and Big J. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to the 23rd day of May, 2025. My name is Nick. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you on a Friday morning, Big J.
Yes, hello.
How you doing, Big J?
Good.
What are your plans, bro, for the weekend? It's a long Memorial Day weekend, dude.
Yeah, I've got a list of projects I need to get done and if I don't, man, it's going to be bad.
For your grade.
Yeah, which, we have Monday off.
That's right.
So
now you're going to get a 2-week supersized grade.
She's going to be so upset. Oh, man.
I think she'll survive. It's not the first
She hates
one
it when
she's missed.
her spot gets canceled.
It's not canceled. It's merely postponed.
I know. I've got several projects around the house. We have a barbecue Monday.
Hell yeah, dude.
Some breakfast on Sunday. How about you, man?
Tonight I'll be at the Seether Show. That's going to happen at the Knitting Factory Concert House. Tomorrow is the girlfriend's birthday officially. So, got a bunch of birthday plans wrapped around that. Also, dog sitting this weekend for some a family that is out of town. So that's also going to be part of the plans. And then Sunday, I also hope to be having, so this, I think I told you, I'm going to try to track down a grill, which means Sunday I'm probably going to spend putting it together and then try to have a little thing happening.
You just need like a charcoal grill? Because I got one of those.
I don't want a charcoal
you can
grill.
have?
I don't want a charcoal grill.
I want to go shopping with you?
No. I'm literally like looking at Traegers right now. And so that's the kind of thing, but I know that you have to put that stuff together. And so, did you put yours together?
My recommendation is you put it together yourself.
Yeah.
Because I have a Traeger Flat Rock, flat top, which is a flat top, like a Blackstone. That's the popular brand, right?
Yeah.
I had somebody, where we bought it from, put it together for me. I deeply regret that.
How come?
Because it's got, two side tables that raise up, kind of they come down so you can cover it, and the footprint is much smaller that way. But for whatever reason, these shelves won't stay completely level when they're up. Now they kind of sag, and I've taken it apart and redone it a couple times to try to fix it, and it's not working. So, and I've seen other ones that they don't have this problem.
Right. So you think it was a construction issue?
I think, maybe, I don't know. Either way, I'm going to be, one of my projects that I'm planning on eventually doing is building cabinets for that so that I don't ever have that problem anymore. But build it yourself so you know what's going on.
I mean, I built the last one myself as well, but I also, there was such a time, I think I told you the reason why I'm in the market for a new grill, despite my old one being like 3 years old, is there was a windstorm that completely dismantled my grill in my yard. It caught wind and then flew all over my backyard and became dislodged. And now it just doesn't light. The igniter doesn't work anymore. It just took too much damage. And so that's why I'm in the market for one. So that's in my plans as well. And then I'll be enjoying the All Request Weekend, Big J. I'll have the radio station cranked and trying to figure out what you guys want to hear. That's part of my job as well. But we got a big show planned for you, and starting with some Soundgarden. Black Hole Sun, right now.
Important stuff. Launch newsfeed. On the morning after with Nick and Big J.
Important stuff brought to you by Larry H. Miller. Hey, join the X and Jason Drew for a live broadcast tomorrow at Larry H. Miller Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. It's happening from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon. You can pay employee pricing and celebrate Memorial Day with some free hamburgers, hot dogs, prizes from the X-Rock stock. It's located right in the Boise Auto Mall. You'll find that near Franklin and Cole, so hang out with Jason Drew and the X tomorrow, 10 a.m. to noon at Larry H. Miller Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Boise. Please and thank you. It is Memorial Day weekend. The Mile Marker Memorial Day weekend begins at 6 o'clock this very evening, but the weather is going to be beautiful this weekend by all accounts. But once again, for the second time this year already, we are giving you a warning because of what happened yesterday. Hey. Stop floating the Boise River. You can't do it yet. It's not ready for floaters. The Boise Fire Department had to get 4 or 5 people out of the river yesterday because it's not safe. Not save them, but hey, get the hell out of there. We're not ready for you to float the river yet. because the Boise Fire Department hasn't even cleaned the river of debris and obstacles yet, so it's definitely not safe. Basically, there's still fluctuating river levels as well and ongoing snow melt, so they're really not sure yet when it's going to be opened up for floating. So despite the beautiful weather, you gotta stay out of the Boise River. It's a natural body of water, which means conditions change quickly and do on the regular. It's really hazardous right now for untrained floaters. There's fast-moving and cold water that poses significant risks throughout the river. And so basically, along with the leaders and other agencies, they monitor the conditions. And even though there might be consistently warm weather, does not mean the river is safe for you to float. So it's more about hazard mitigation efforts than anything else at this particular point. Now, traditionally, late June is when the river opens up for floating. So you're still a good month away. Like last season, it opened up officially on June 27th. So you're more than a month away from being able to do it. But sometimes people go, it's nice outside. Let me get my ass in some water. And that's where they get into some trouble.
Stay out of the river.
So I know it's tough. Find another body of water to hang out in, I guess. That's safer for you to do so. Big J, will you be watching the Indianapolis 500 on Sunday?
Doubtful, but you never know.
It's the 109th running of the sport. Of course, the tradition of the winter drinking milk in the winner's circle will continue. The American Dairy Association of Indiana surveyed the drivers and found that 28 drivers will reach for whole milk if they win, and the remaining 5 drivers will select 2% milk. Once again, Big J, nobody's picking chocolate milk. What the hell?
Maybe they don't let them. Maybe that's not an option.
It is. It is. It just nobody selects it. Maybe is it the athletes in a Big J where they're like, I can't have that chocolate milk. I know it's bad for me.
No, I know because there are plenty of athletes that drink chocolate milk.
Hell yeah, dude.
For the protein.
You think it's chocolate milk they're drinking or protein shakes that are chocolate flavored?
No, I mean chocolate milk.
Okay. Well,
chocolate milk.
It got shut out of the Indianapolis 500 this year. If given the choice, Big J, would you down a cold glass of whole milk or 2%?
Yeah, 2%er over here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Whole milk is just too much like just drinking butter?
I didn't realize this. Somebody bought whole milk in the house. And I didn't try it, but I was just like, this is different. What is this? Is the different carton? And I'm like, we never buy whole milk. And then I was told we do all the time. And I'm like, I've never bought whole milk. I always buy 2%. And then the thing is, I thought they were one and the same. Like I
whole
didn't
milk
realize,
at 2%?
Yeah, like I thought like the difference between whole milk and 2% was like was 1%. Like it was 1% milk was whole milk. Essentially, I was dumb.
Okay. All right.
Shocker.
Well, I mean, there is 1% milk out there.
And both Mason and the wife made fun of me, and rightfully so.
Okay.
Rightfully so. It was a dumb thing to think.
What do you use milk for? Is it like recipes and stuff, or?
Sure, yeah, and to drink.
You do?
Sure, yeah, every now and then.
All right.
Yeah. I don't, not often, but
when it's really hot outside, you just want to have a nice cold glass of milk?
And then I can be like, oh, this is a bad choice.
Big J, Jimmy Kimmel is staying busy. Not only was he featured in Bad Impressions yesterday, but apparently he has just joined the star-studded cast of the new Smurfs film. We know Rihanna is Smurfette. We know John Goodman is Papa Smurf. We know that James Corden, Nick Offerman, Daniel Levy, Amy Sedaris, Natasha Lyonne, Sandra Oh, Octavia Spencer, Nick Kroll, Hannah Waddingham, Alex Winter, Billy Lord, Kurt Russell, all involved in this particular movie as well. It's unclear who Kimmel will be voicing, but it is directed by Chris Miller, the gentleman behind the Lego movie franchises. And it apparently will follow Smurfette leading her clan on a real-world adventure to rescue Papa Smurf from evil wizards. We saw the trailer yesterday.
I was going to say, I love how you act like we didn't watch the trailer yesterday.
I'm explaining it to the audience.
Okay, good job.
But we watched the trailer yesterday, and I understand that I might not be the core audience for a Smurfs movie, although the Smurfs were huge when I was a kid. I watched them growing up.
Yes.
But I don't think I'm the audience anymore for any Smurfs movie. But this one, despite all the stars in it, almost looks like it's daring you to watch it. It looks really, really bad.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I have no plans on watching this.
No, I don't. But I mean, if you have kids, maybe you're dragged to it. But this one reminds me of, remember the Emoji movie, Big J, where like everybody and their dad was in that movie? Like it was huge stars. We're all over it. And it is considered to be one of the worst movies ever made. This one, no, I don't know why you would. It's a cartoon, but it was definitely aimed for kids. But even it was egregiously bad in that particular market. This one feels like that as well. But I don't know, man. Maybe it's great. I mean, I'd like to give Chris Miller the benefit of the doubt. He's a pretty talented dude. he of course was the guy that was originally, along with his partner, supposed to be, or started to direct Solo, if you remember that drama as well.
Oh, yeah.
But we will see how this thing turns out at the box office, but there's a lot of stars attached to it. Part of it was like, I mean, and maybe it's just me because I'm in radio, so I notice these things, but like the audio sounded weird with the voices in the Smurfs. Like it was like clearly done like over Zoom or something like that. Like the audio quality was weird and it didn't like sound correct. I don't know. Maybe I was just being weird. I can't figure it out. But that was just one of the many problems I had with the trailer. The other one was they don't ever mention Gargamel. I mean, was that guy in the beginning supposed to be Gargamel?
That's yes.
Because he was very short and had a mustache.
I thought I heard them use the word Gargamel.
They just said evil wizards. It felt very Despicable Me-ish to me, but I don't think they ever heard Gargamel. Maybe I'm wrong. I wasn't paying that much attention to it. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. It is the X Rocks.
Here's traffic.
That's the Stone Temple Pilots. That is Creep here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. I think we can agree that it is harder and harder to get from point A to point B at an affordable rate, Big J. Agree or disagree?
Yes.
I mean, unless you know somebody that works on an airline, it's fairly expensive to get on those seats, or you saved up a bunch of miles, whatever the case may be. It's still a little bit out of hitting the pocketbook hard if you want to take a flight somewhere. But maybe, just maybe, there is a solution on the horizon. The question becomes, what would you sacrifice for price? For instance, Big J, there is the Skyrider 2.0. And this is given Budget Airlines a brand new name. When you think Budget Airlines, maybe you think like Spirit or something to that particular case. But this aircraft is going to be easily the cheapest on the market, but it will require you, Big J, to stand instead of sit. On the airline.
I saw these seats and I'm like, yeah, no, man. No, thank you.
It's like you're leaning as opposed to actually sitting someplace. So you're going to need your core strength to kind of stand up during the flight. Now, what this does is it increases the capacity on the flights up to 20%.
Because we need that already.
Also makes it much, much cheaper for you to fly because they know you're sacrificing something like comfort in order to get from point A to point B. Now, it's not just Skyrider 2.0 that's looking to do this. There are other mainstream kind of brands that are looking into standing-only seats as early as 2026. So it could be an option on many other airlines as well. The question then becomes, would you do it? I guess the answer would be to that. Like, I don't mind standing. I'm a stander anyway. It doesn't really bother me. But, I mean, how much am I saving? And how long is my flight? Those are the two questions. Like, am I going to do it from LA to New York? Probably not. Will I do it on an intercontinental flight? Definitely not. But, I mean, am I maybe going to do it from, like, here to Vegas or here to Salt Lake or here to Arizona? Maybe. If it's, like, super affordable and I can get on the flight and it's not, like, you know, a complete mess, I might think about it. You would never do it?
Yeah, no thank you.
Why not?
For two reasons. One, I have a hard time standing for long periods of time. It's bad. It hurts my back and other issues. But secondary, I don't want to encourage this type of activity. Because the more people that use this, the more like other airlines are like, this is a good idea. We should do this.
They're already doing it.
But they're not right now. They're saying they're going to, but they're going to wait and see how this goes. So don't take these flights. Don't give them this because what's going to happen, they'll start taking away regular seats. And then, you know, the first class, not going to be the first class anymore. Just the regular freaking seats are going to be the ones that cost a fortune. So don't do this, people. Now, don't let them win here.
Can I be the devil's advocate here?
You can all you want.
Okay.
Be wrong. But.
One would say, now, agree or disagree. I mean, airlines at this point have become mass transit for Americans, from going from one point to the other. Every other point of mass transit that we have, be it subways, buses, whatever the case may be, those all have standing room kind of places because that's the way that these things were built so that people could, I'm guessing, to get more people in there from point A to point B and make it, it's not even about affordability in that case. It's just about getting as many people.
Streets, or maybe even a half hour, maybe.
I mean, trains have these as well. So it's just, those are a little bit more long distance kind of places. Now, trains don't have standing only places, but they have places where you can stand and be if you want to. But yeah, this would be an extension of that. I don't know. Again, like, I mean, if we're talking like $60 seats from here to Phoenix, we might, you could probably talk me into it. But if we're talking like, hey, it's only $200 as opposed to $310, I don't know, man. I don't know. It would depend on what it was.
Don't do it, people. Don't fall into this.
Morning After
fall in line
with Nick and Big J. Just letting you know what's around the corner. Much like Big J's Song of the Week. That's next on the X Rocks. That's a funeral portrait, Holy Water, here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. It's Friday, and every Friday, Big J selects a song to get the blood flowing, get you ready for your weekend. In this case, it's a long weekend. First, we find out the what, then we find out the why. Big J, what's your song of the week this week?
Some Crobot. Gasoline.
So good. Do me a favor. Turn your volume up a little bit and enjoy this one. It's the X Rocks. So good. Well done, Big J. That is Crobot, Gasoline, Big J's Song of the Week. What you picking that one for?
It's just a little taste of what you're going to get with the My Rocks All Request weekend here on the X. And for those of you who might be new to the Treasure Valley, you're going to hear a lot of stuff that you may probably never heard on the radio ever anywhere. And a lot of these songs, they're part of the DNA of the rich, rich history of this radio station. Bands like Crobot, bands like Boba Flex, Avatar, Texas Hippie Coalition. I mean, the list goes on of bands that have come to this town and played a free show for us that we have, the fans of this station have found and loved, and we don't get a chance to play on a regular basis, even though they deserve to be for sure. And that's what excites me about this specialty weekend, is what we call them here in the world of radio. So I'm pumped and ready to go, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Every song that you're going to hear beginning at 6 o'clock tonight, 7 o'clock tonight, 6 o'clock tonight, has actually been selected by you guys via the text line and ways that you can send in some requests. So we've been basically keeping track of those over the last several days, and we will continue to over the weekend as we kind of put in all of these songs and kind of program as we go. But that's the beauty and the fun of doing an all request weekend. So if you have some ideas, listen, we're always looking. We have hundreds of songs we have to fill over the next couple of days. So we're looking for a ton of requests. You can get them in if you want to take part in this weekend. We certainly encourage you to do exactly that, as we are going to have a little bit of fun. And it's going to be a lot of work, but you know what? That's what these weekends are about, Big J. Enjoying us and having a good time and everybody laughing. And I mean, we're cranking up the radio. We're enjoying ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? So enjoy the My Rock All Request weekend. It begins at 6 o'clock tonight here on the X. Goes all the way through Memorial Day. It's going to be a good one. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Your important stuff next on the X.
Man, she a legend.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Important stuff brought to you by Be Our Guest. Today, 9 o'clock, xrock.com. Log on, grab yourself $50 to Gandolfo's for only $25. Delicious New York deli. True story, Big J. After the movie last night, I was hungry, wanted dinner.
I almost did it.
I stopped at Gandolfo's, got myself a Thronebridge sandwich with no tomato, and it was absolutely delicious.
Thronebridge?
Yeah, that's the breaded chicken, turkey, bacon. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. And we do recommend it. It's definitely Morning After approved, so why don't you be our guest to Gandolfo's this week? There's only a limited amount available. They will sell out just like they did last time, so get them early while you can. It's an opportunity for a great, authentic New York deli experience, and you can save yourself some money in the process. Be our guest. $25 will get you $50 to Gandolfo's New York Deli, and that's available at all Meridian, Idaho locations, so check it out while you can, please, and thank you. We're going to talk a lot about travel this particular important stuff rounds because, well, it's Memorial Day weekend. Lots of people are going to be on the road. And you fly on the regular, Big J. A lot of time you are with somebody, your family or myself or whatever. But are you much of a talker on the airplane, like with a stranger or something like that?
I'm not going to be initiating a bunch of conversation because I'm already trying to be invisible fat guy in the plane.
It's tough.
So it's really tough. So no, unless somebody next to me is chatting, wants to kind of have a conversation or starts asking me questions, I'm pretty quiet. And usually on those trips when I'm alone, it's like a shorter flight, like not going on a long distance. Yeah.
I'm also not much of a chatter, but it's because, like, usually I'll throw on my headphones and I'll have something
the
going
automatic,
on.
Don't talk to me.
Leave me alone.
But I don't want to conversate.
A recent study of over 20,000 air travelers here in the United States found that 25% of air travelers have pretended to be asleep to avoid chit-chat with any kind of stranger sitting by them. That seems egregious to me. I don't think I would pretend I was sleeping to avoid it. But I certainly give out the nonverbal signals that I'm doing other things. I do not. The other problem that I have, and I don't know if it's a me problem or it's an everybody problem, but like, for the life of me, I cannot hear you on an airplane. I don't know if it's a pressure thing or what, but like, if somebody's talking at normal volume, I can't hear your ass, man. It ain't happening.
And then, but because here's that, you have the pressure and you have, the cabin acoustics isn't the greatest, but then it's loud. You've got air swooshing around, and then you've got the outside noise. I mean, it's a loud environment.
Yeah, and so like I struggle to have conversations just because I can't hear you. Usually, even if you're sitting right next to me, it's like,
huh? What?
Huh? I can't.
Pardon me?
I can't hear you. 17% avoid any kind of acknowledgement entirely whatsoever. 37% are happy to talk to the stranger seated next to them. I've got no problem with you, but know that I'm not looking to have a 3-hour conversation with you. No offense. I usually have like a book I want to read, or there's something that I want to watch or listen to or whatever. So I got other stuff going on.
Also, this is going to be crazy, but if we think about this, our generation in particular, what movie did we grow up with?
Airplane.
And what was one of the main jokes in Airplane? It's like, that's the worst thing you can do is sit next to somebody who's just start telling you a story. You're going to want to commit suicide. Like, that's the running joke throughout that movie, or people killing themselves to not sit next to Ted Stryker.
Right. You're right. It's absolutely true. Although that's never happened. I haven't seen that on an airplane.
No, but that's obviously an exaggeration. People don't really do that.
Even though a lot of us aren't exactly happy with it, it doesn't make our list of biggest flying irritations. Number 1 is children kicking the back of your chair. That's only happened once. Number 2 is crying children. That just makes me feel bad. I've been the parent that's had a kid that's freaking out on a plane. Yeah. It's not fun. And so I have sympathy in that particular situation.
And because of you, I am more empathetic towards it too.
Oh,
now.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just like, because then I think about you and the struggles that I just know that you have gone through, and I'm like, man, it's not a good day for that person. And so I don't care about their kids screaming and yelling at this point anymore.
Seat reclining bothers me more than most, only because it doesn't go back that far. Why do you have to make somebody else uncomfortable for the quarter of an inch that I know it's not improving your experience at all? But whatever, man. Drunk passengers make the list, and also uses of devices without headphones. I've seen people get talked to for that. Like, they're like, hey, put in headphones.
It's a rule.
Right. Many people end up a little bit annoyed on any travel trip, no matter what happens. And sometimes we're just uncomfortable, so we find things that annoy us. That's another thing. Like when we're not happy about our seating position, or we're all log jammed in there, something else is just going to annoy us because of the comfortableness factor.
Going on a flight somewhere, it's like a blind date, because you don't know who you're going to be sitting next to most of the time. If you're traveling by yourself, or if you're traveling with somebody else but your seats aren't together and you didn't get that thing taken care of early on, you don't know who's going to be next to you, and I'm the guy you don't want to be next to.
That's not true. I like sitting next to you.
No, I understand. We know each other, though, so there's a comfortability there. But a rando who sees like, oh, here's fatty, oh no, and then you can see the look on their face.
I don't want to bring this up, but I'm going to because you did. But you remember the trip, one of the trips we were making back from Columbus, and we did our standard thing where, like, nobody wants to be the middle seat next to the two of us.
That's our tactic that we used.
And
so successfully.
Do you remember some lady was sitting next to us and texting the whole time about how miserable she was being log jammed in next to us in the seat? Yeah. It was very self-conscious. It was a terrible trip. It made me feel really bad. Big J, after a 23-year run, today will be the final episode of ESPN's Around the Horn show. The show had a run of 4,953 episodes. No word yet on what will replace Around the Horn in that afternoon time slot. It's been a bit of a bummer that ESPN didn't let the show hang around till episode 5,000, but it was a big staple. Obviously, you're not a fan. How come, Big J?
I don't know. I always thought, like, the sound effects and the weird things they did, just some of the stuff, I don't know. It was a little weird for me.
I have a love-hate relationship with that show. It has introduced me to some of my favorite people in the world of sports because of that show. Mina Kimes comes to mind. I'm an absolute huge fan of hers. Sure. She started on Around the Horn. But when that show premiered, it had a really interesting kind of premise, and that was different people from around the country giving you regional aspects of what was going on.
Radio people or whatever.
Newspaper people.
Yeah.
But now it's all one big conglomerate, and it's your typical hot take show, and it's kind of taken on a different format.
It's like, whose take can be more outlandish?
Yeah, and I don't enjoy hot take sports shows. That's just me. But
what was Kornheiser on there?
No, that's Pardon the Interruption.
Yeah, see, either one of the shows, I couldn't especially do that one. I couldn't stand Kornheiser.
Yeah, I understand that as well. But that show's still on the air, and to give credit, that show revolutionized the business. I mean, there wasn't a hot take sports show until Pardon the Interrupted, and now everybody does what Pardon the Interruption does. But Around the Horn, certainly groundbreaking in a lot of ways. But yeah, it kind of turned into your average sports show over the last decade plus or so. Bad news if you're a Marvel fan, Big J. Marvel Studios yesterday announced that both Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars have been delayed 7 months apart.
Oh, no, for 2 years from now? Well, I mean, these were already out there a long ways, right?
Well, now, to be fair, Avengers Doomsday was supposed to come out basically a year from today, May of 2026. It's now coming out in December of next year.
Oh, no.
Secret Wars was supposed to come out the following summer. Now that has been pushed to December of 2027. We know that the Russo brothers are involved in all of this stuff. The ensemble cast includes characters from the Avengers, the X-Men universe, the Fantastic Four franchises. They're in production now. Don't know if it's because they've hit some sort of delay or there's something else more complicated going on behind the scenes than we understand, or it could be a strategical move to try to dominate the December box office and stay out of the summer kind of weeds. Yeah. Who knows? You never know how this stuff works.
I don't care about this stuff because, again, it's like it's so far out.
But
I mean, if we're getting into a couple months and a movie's supposed to come out and then it's going to get delayed, then I would be like upset about it.
Understood. Are we in this gives you something to live for territory? That used to be your goalpost.
None of those things are viable anymore.
Got it.
I just don't trust that it's going to be good enough that it's worth living for. Same with Star Wars. I mean, that used to be the thing, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But Andor's great. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
It really is the best.
I might get into that over the Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, dude, seriously. Watch it. It's great. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. We have got your opportunity to qualify for the best seats in the house. That's next on the X.
Play-Y.
That's spelled play.
The X Spelling Bee for a chance to win the best seats in the house to X Fest 2025 from Birds of Prey Motorsports and 100.3 The X Rocks.
God bless Birds of Prey Motorsports. They are giving us a really awesome opportunity for the best seats in the house for X Fest 2025 coming up on October 1st with Chevelle, Asking Alexandria, and a bunch of other bands. But you got to get qualified first if you want to sit in the VIP section of X Fest 2025. You got to be over 21. That's the first step. Mm-hmm. Are you there? Then get on the phone, 208-287-1003. Then you've got to test your spelling skills and spell a word correctly. And so far, I'm going to be honest, you guys been great. I mean, really knocking it out of the park.
Yeah.
Very impressed by your spelling skill. And I would think today's word is nothing if not topical, Big J. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, very topical.
And so it may not necessarily have an X theme, but you never know how we could tie our way into it. As a matter of fact, we'll probably tell you exactly how in a few.
Yeah, we love to.
But you have an opportunity to get qualified if you can spell a word that Big J will give you correctly. And if you do, you are in the running for the best seats in the house thanks to Birds of Prey Motorsports. So get on the horn, 208-287-1003, and let's see how you do. Big J, have you prepared the word?
Yes.
Then let's get ourselves a contestant. Hello, the X.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. What's your name?
Brandon.
All right, Brandon, we need you to spell a word correctly to get qualified. Best of luck. Here comes Big J.
Yeah, and that word this morning is reckoning.
Reckoning. I'll go with RECKENING.
That is incorrect.
Oh, Brandon, I'm so sorry. It was close, but not exactly right.
It's probably how I spelled it in the first draft. For being totally honest.
Yeah, but that is not the correct way to spell it. Thank you very much for playing. We appreciate you. Multiple chances coming your way. Let's try this again. Hello, the X.
Hey, man. How's it going?
We're good, buddy. What's your name?
Adrian.
All right, Adrian. Here comes Big J with the word you need to spell correctly. Good luck.
Adrian, please spell reckoning.
RECKONING.
That is it.
Nailed it, Adrian. Good job. Hang on 1 second. You are officially qualified for the best seats in the house for X Fest 2025. Good job spelling. Thank you to Birds of Prey Motorsports. Why are we picking reckoning as the word, Big J?
Yeah, we went and saw a movie last night for the Morning After the Movies podcast, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning.
Oh, my God. Yes, it's out in theaters now, and we got the podcast that will drop today, so you can get our full, unfiltered opinions about it.
It's dropped.
Oh, it's already out?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get the email. My apologies. So if you want to get in on that action, you can check out the podcast. We, as always, split it into 2 parts. One part is spoiler-free, where we give you the breakdown and our overall thoughts of the film, and then we get into spoilers. So you can check it out if you're thinking about going to check out Mission Impossible 8, The Final Reckoning. It's now in theaters. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We're going to go to hell, and it's going to happen next on the X Rocks.
To light, stories that are incredibly f***ed up. Oh man, we're going to hell.
Oh, you know they're both going to hell, right?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
We're going to Colorado for today's We're Going to Hell story, a story that I have titled, How the Hot Chip Challenge Got My Ass Thrown in Jail. Big J, are you familiar with the Hot Chip Challenge?
Yeah, remember you bought one of these chips for me to eat, and then we thought twice about it.
Well, listen, I do believe I tried to talk you out of it from the word go, but you were convinced it would not be a problem, and then you wised up and said, on second thought, I don't think I'll do the Hot Chip Challenge. And I do believe that $30 chip is still sitting on your desk somewhere.
No, I got rid of it.
What?
Because I didn't want somebody to accidentally, I'm going to go ahead, one of our techs, like Diego.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome dude,
Fair enough.
Good at his job, but he's the guy who would do that, or it would have landed in Adam's hands for a challenge for Extra Life, and that moron would have done it. So yeah, I had to get rid of that chip. I'm sorry you wasted your money.
It's okay. I would much rather burn $30
right now,
than somebody do the Hot Chip
Challenge. Your ass
Challenge.
would be getting sued right now.
My ass.
You bought it.
Yeah, but it's on your desk, bro. Possession is 9/10 of the law. And so we have ourselves the Hot Chip Challenge. If you're unfamiliar, it's one chip that is crazy hot. It comes in a coffin shape box, and you tear it open, and essentially you regret every decision you've made up to that particular point, right?
Yeah.
We've all known it. It went viral for a while. I think last year it was a real big thing for everybody to do, and nobody enjoyed doing it. It was a disaster. But
a couple people have actually died.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
God, that's awful. So it's not exactly the smartest thing to do, but Darren Delks is 36 years old. He doesn't have a history of making a lot of great decisions, Big J. He has had a lot of trouble with drugs and alcohol in the past. He's been sentenced to prison several times, and he is out and he is on probation, okay? And part of his probation says that you cannot engage in drugs or alcohol. That's just the way that it goes, okay?
Yeah.
So he is out with his friends, and he is filming some stuff, and they decide it would be great and fun if they all do the Hot Chip Challenge. So they do, and they film it, and they put it up on social media. Everybody's doing it. Everybody's having a terrible time. Nobody enjoys it. Darren is up next. He does the Hot Chip Challenge. He takes one bite, and he immediately regrets it. And so he grabs anything that can somewhat cool down the hotness that's going on in his mouth. And what's in arm's reach, Big J, but
Milk.
an alcoholic beverage.
Oh, no.
And so he takes a big swig of alcohol. This is, of course, put all over social media. And Big J, that becomes a violation of his parole. He is not allowed to partake in alcohol while he is out on parole. The video goes viral. Police have no choice but to make basically an arrest in this situation because he's violated his parole. And so he gets arrested, and he ends up having to now go to jail for a combined total of 7 years and serve out the rest of his sentence for violating his parole, all because he took the Hot Chip Challenge.
Where was this happening at?
Colorado.
No, but where at?
Where in Colorado?
Where at was it that he had an alcoholic beverage near him? Was he at a bar?
They were in somebody's backyard.
Oh, okay. So they're at a barbecue type of thing?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. There are a bunch of friends doing this stuff. And
so what?
Huh?
So, I mean, did somebody report him? Or his PO is just tracking down his video?
The video went viral, and the PO saw it, and he saw that's one of my people that was just imbibing in alcoholic beverages. That's a violation of his parole. And they have video evidence of this that was presented to the court. He was out on parole for cocaine sales, grand theft, credit card fraud, heroin possession, cocaine possession, theft, burglary.
I feel less bad about his rap sheet now. He probably was already drinking anyways.
There was a reason for him to have these restrictions that he was on, and those were very clearly violated in the video. I do not know if he was drinking before. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but it was that one swig
for you
on the video that got him to have to serve out the rest of his sentence because of the Hot Chip Challenge, Big J. So fear the Reaper indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe everybody wants to think twice about it. Or at least have other beverages nearby. Have some ice cream or some milk just in case.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when he took it, he wasn't thinking it was going to go viral. But that's what happens when you don't think, Big J. You end up in jail. You understand?
Yes.
Another reason not to do the Hot Chip Challenge. You're welcome. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. It is the X Rocks.
In search of news. Important stuff. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Important stuff brought to you by T Mazda and the Pre-Owned Superstore. Big J going to be out and about tomorrow from 2 to 4 p.m. at the old Kmart in Nampa, as it is time for the $5 car sale from T Mazda, baby. The Memorial Day weekend 5-day $5 super sale is on. It started yesterday, goes all the way through Monday. You can get into a car for $5 down, no payments for 5 months, and teams can get you approved in 5 minutes. There's lots of fives going on there, dude.
5.
Happening all Memorial Day weekend. The X will be broadcasting live with Big J from 2 to 4 tomorrow afternoon, Saturday the 24th at the old Kmart in Nampa, right at Karcher and the Boulevard. Go check out the $5 car sale from T Mazda and the Pre-Owned Superstore, will you please?
Okay.
We promised a travel-themed important stuff today, and we are following through as we head into the summer months and the Memorial Day weekend. We talk about vacations and getting away from it all, and really the expense that's involved in all of that. And because of those particular factors,
trust me, man.
When it comes to vacations and or getaways, a lot more of Americans are planning, hey, how about we just kind of drive away for a weekend kind of a thing? And that's the vacations this year. 53% of Americans are planning more short trips and weekend getaways this year than ever before. Because of the National Road Trip Day, of course, that's going on. About 2,000 road trippers shared their plans for the upcoming summer season. 66% say, what's the best part of a road trip, Big J?
The most expensive?
No. The best part of a road trip.
Oh, the arguing in the car with each other?
Wow, that was not high on anybody else's list.
Okay.
They were like finding some place by accident they've never discovered before was their favorite thing about going about it. 61% enjoyed the scenic views. When it comes to snack strategies, Big J, what are your road trip go-tos?
Probably Cheetos.
Okay.
A lot of Cheetos going on. I like...
just really messy and orange all over the place, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense. People enjoy salty and sweet treats, something that you can eat with your hands. That's important. And maybe, having some sort of ability to stop along the way and try something new with a place where if they've gone someplace they haven't been before, to try something regional, whatever the case may be. But an opportunity maybe for you to have a weekend getaway and just enjoy someplace that's somewhat close to home, but it doesn't cost you like one of those, like, we're flying to New York for the weekend kind of a thing, you know?
Right.
So wherever it is you're going this summer, this Memorial Day weekend, may it be a safe and affordable journey. And hopefully you build memories that'll last a lifetime, Big J.
Amen.
NFL is finally giving offensive linemen their moment in the sun with a brand new honor, the Protector of the Year Award, Big J. Starting this season, the award will go to the league's top offensive linemen, recognizing the guys in the trenches who keep the quarterbacks upright and the open holes for the running backs. A panel of retired linemen, including Andrew Wentworth and Jason Kelsey, will be part of the selection process for naming the Protector of the Year. So finally, the offensive linemen have something to look forward to and something to possibly win. Congratulations, is about damn time.
Yeah.
Very much an under-recognized part of the game. If your offensive line sucks, odds are your team sucks. Doesn't matter how good your quarterback, your running back, your wide receivers are.
And if your offensive line is good, it's really hard to stop that team.
That's right.
Man.
That's right. So we will see who wins it this year. Did you have a favorite offensive lineman last year, Big J, that stood out to you?
No.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, Trent Williams, when he was healthy.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of the time, though. Probably would not have gotten the award last year, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Didn't play enough. But I don't know if you are, Big J, did you ever get into Twin Peaks when it was on your TV show?
No, never happened.
It was one of the David Lynch kind of solidifying parts that put him into the zeitgeist, and it's an incredible part of television history. At one point was the number one TV show on network television in the late 80s, early 90s, and the cast members are going to embark on a tour called Twin Peaks Conversations with the Stars to discuss the franchise. They will meet fans and pay tribute to the late creator David Lynch. Now, the tour includes appearances from actors like Ray Wise, Harry Goes, Cheryl Lee, Kimmy Robertson. All of them, Big J, are going to be on the tour stop that comes here to Boise, Idaho. It is headed to the Egyptian Theater That's happening in October, so you can grab your tickets. They go on sale officially today. If you are a huge Twin Peaks fan and you want to meet the cast, you can certainly do that. I will caution you, this will not be a cheap endeavor. If you would like to, if you just want to be in the audience, I looked, it's like $70 a ticket. If you want the VIP experience, it is exponentially more expensive than that to meet some of the stars involved in Twin Peaks. But hey, listen, when you're a David Lynch fan, you go all in, and my guess is this will do just fine. There are lots of people that love Twin Peaks.
How long ago was this on?
It was on, like, I think 89 and 90, 91 maybe.
So we're talking 30 years.
Yeah.
Imagine you that's, maybe the top of your career for some of these folks, maybe.
I would say for people like Kimmy Robertson, maybe Cheryl Lee, debatable, but yeah, up
no
there.
way. 30 years down the road, you thought, we're going to be making a chunk of change, going around talking about our experiences, making the show.
Yeah, you're right.
But, probably more money than they made actually on the show.
Well, it depends on how much of they're actually getting in that cut.
Well, I would say it's probably quite a bit.
But they're going to screen. They're going to screen a couple episodes and then do a Q&A for everybody in the audience, and then an opportunity to meet some of the members. So I don't think when they probably were filming this weird ass show by David Lynch, they thought anybody was going to care about as much about it as they did.
Nobody ever does.
But Who Killed Laura Palmer was a huge deal back in the early 90s, for sure. It was a big deal. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. It is the X Rocks.
Here's traffic inside the...
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Hey, let's get you a nice Morning After prize package, baby. We have an amazing prize package here for you. Tickets to tonight's sold-out show to Seether. Only caveat, you got to get here by noon to pick these bad boys up. Then we have a gift card from our friends at the Advocates Injury Attorneys. Memorial to Labor Day is the time we see the most reckless accidents and preventable deaths up with an uptick of DUIs as well. So be careful out there and drive responsibly, but we'll hook you up with that gift card. You should need to beat Nick here in Pop Culture Smackdown.
That gift card, of course, to Uber, in case you missed it. But, if you
$25 gift card.
You would like to play Pop Culture Smackdown, it's been pretty easy this week to get the Seether tickets. And by the way, this is our last pair of Seether tickets, so grab them while you can if you want to go to the show tonight. Our phone number is 208-287-1003. You have to win Pop Culture Smackdown in order to claim the prize and make it fit your schedule to swing by and pick these up. If that's all okay with you, let's go to town. Hello, the X.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, who's this?
Serena.
All right, Serena, good luck.
What actor returned to play Wolverine in Deadpool and Wolverine in 2024?
Oh, Hugh Jackman.
Right. Correct. Nick, what 90s sitcom featured characters named Corey, Topanga, and Mr. Freeney?
Boy Meets World.
There you go. Good job.
Thank you.
What long-running animated series is set in the fictional town of Arlen, Texas?
King of the Hill.
Right. Yep. Nick, what video game franchise features characters like Master Chief and Cortana?
Metal Gear Solid. Will you take that?
No,
it's
that
not?
is not. No.
Oh, Master Chief is... Snake
you pulled a Big J, man.
Is Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, you were talking about Halo, right?
Yeah, Halo.
Right. Son of a gun. Yep, I did. I pulled a Big J. I got ahead of myself there. Hey, congratulations. It's that easy. I tripped over my words or my knowledge in my head, and you got yourself all set up with Seether tickets for tonight at the Knitting Factory. Well played. You also got a Uber gift card coming your way, courtesy of the Advocates Injury Attorneys. Enjoy that as well. Maybe you can Uber to the concert tonight.
Or Uber home.
Morning After with Nick. Yeah, get there on your own. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your Pop Culture Smackdown. We got ourselves a little bit of talk with the Comedy Lounge next on the X Rocks. That is Green Day. That is Longview here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Always something happening at the Comedy Lounge, and it is a really, really big weekend for lots of reasons. Always an awesome time when we can welcome in Coral from the Comedy Lounge into the studio. Good morning, Coral. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing wonderful.
Thank you very much for getting up early and coming in here and talking about things, because tonight is a very big night. You have reached a pretty significant milestone in the history of the Comedy Lounge. Talk a little bit about it.
I would like to say, I think so. It seems like a bit of an accomplishment considering we were 10 months old going into quarantine. And we made it to 6 years, baby.
It's amazing.
Yeah, congrats.
Good for you guys.
It's so exciting. And we brought in Flint Flossie and Turquoise Jeep to celebrate with us. They are one of our all-time favorite rap groups. And if you have not heard them, look them up. They will be your next favorite rap group. They have so many fun songs like Treat Me Like a Pirate, Give Me That Booty, How You Like Your Eggs, Fry to Fertilize.
It's great.
You cannot stop from dancing and having a good time when their music is on.
Yeah, there's lots of layers to it. Yes, it's rap and hip hop, but there's also like it's a multimedia experience going to a Flint Flossie show. There's so much fun that happens with it. It's a good time.
It is so much fun. They are such high energy. Like the first time we had them through, we didn't realize that we didn't have enough power for them, and we blew a circuit for like our speakers in the middle of one of their songs. The audience couldn't tell. They just kept going, and they were just like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And then like 30 seconds later, Kihei goes running up, and everything's fixed.
Yeah, we talked about his talents earlier today, but I mean, it's a really cool opportunity for you to celebrate with the lounge and have a really great time and, of course, enjoy some great music. But then, after the big 6th birthday party tonight, the Comedy Lounge transforms back into the Comedy Lounge this weekend, right?
It does, yeah. And we've got 2 shows on Saturday, 6 and 8:30. So doors are going to be at 5 and 8. But it's going to be kind of a weekend of hip hop and like R&B because Tyler Bowe, who's our headliner for Saturday, is also integrates beatboxing into his sets. So it's going to be just a fun-filled week altogether.
That's really cool. You can check out loungeboise.com if you want to grab tickets to either Flint Flossie and Turquoise Jeep tonight or Tyler Bowe for either of his shows tomorrow that are happening at the lounge. And you can check out all the other shows that are coming up. But I don't want to breeze over the fact that you guys have had 6 years here in the Treasure Valley. I imagine that's a source of pride, and you guys are incredibly proud of your entire team that have done all this work.
It really is. It's taken a village. And like, just shout out to the crew. They have been amazing. Like, we've had some turnover lately, but like Rachel, if you're listening, we miss you. She recently moved over to Portland to go just be with her people.
Sure.
And so she needed to do that. But like everybody has been great for us. Sam, Anita, Chris, Jess, all the Jesses, because we've got multiple. We love you. We appreciate the support because like it's not always been the most consistent work because it does get slow during the summer. And they have just stood by us and always supported us. Like, you're not going to get rich doing this, but they love what they do, and so they show up for us.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why the lounge has existed for as long as it has, because, you got some great comedians coming through, but one of the things that's amazing about it is you guys host a ton of private events, of course, and you can rent it out for weddings or dances or graduation celebrations or whatever, and then there's the also the kind of one-offs and interesting things that happen, the musical events. But you're talking about how last night you were hosting a belly dancing showcase, which is a totally different thing altogether, but so much work goes into that, and each one a different thing. It's a lot of behind-the-scenes work to make these transitions happen,
Oh, hours and hours behind the scenes, just setting the room and getting all the tech set up and like getting your lighting right and whatnot. And actually, I'm excited to say we have a new show coming to the roster. So she's been on the airwaves before. You may have heard her. It's Psychic Sheila's Sugar Shack.
Yeah,
of course.
So she is going to be coming back. She's going to be doing a brunch show June 1st. So doors are at 1, show is at 2. And she's going to be doing live readings. I heard there's going to be magic muffins, not the drug kind.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, a great opportunity to have a little bit of a different and fun kind of a show and atmosphere. And our old asses love these brunch shows, so that's great too.
Yeah. So it's going to be a great show. I'm really looking forward to it. Like, I've heard of the Legend of Sheila, but I've never actually gotten to experience one of her shows. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's coming up on June 1st.
You'll love it.
You can get more information and details for that at loungeboise.com as well. But just a quick congratulations on making it 6 years to everybody over there at the staff. Thank you for bringing in some amazing comedians onto the show and adding to that. And then I'm sure there's plenty more coming in the future as well, for sure.
So many. Yeah, definitely go check up our check out our website, because we've got stuff listed, I think, through November right now. So you can plan ahead.
Yeah, for sure. And you can buy those passes as well that get you into a bunch of shows and save you a bunch of money while you're at it. So loungeboise.com is the place to go. Make sure you check out the 6th anniversary party tonight and some more great comedy with Tyler Bowe tomorrow night at the lounge. And Coral, thank you for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Thank you.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. Your next opportunity to get qualified for the X's Rockstar remodel is next on the X.
Presented by Tate's Rents and 100.3. The X rocks.
All right, right, homies, it is Friday. It's your chance to get qualified for the X's Rockstar remodel. That is a $9,000 grand prize featuring cash money, Big J. You ever heard of it?
Yeah, cash and then the money.
Also, Tate's Rents, Boise Bug Bomber, CHF Home Furnishings, Butte Fence, Brothers Gutters, Roots Rock and Barkyard, and Hawaiian Built Roofing all teaming up for this wonderful grand prize, which gives you an opportunity to renovate the house that you live in, your apartment, your condo, whatever. Make it a little bit more of a livable space for you and your loved ones, and it's all up to you how you use this stuff. It's a lot of money, but you have to guess that grunt in order to get qualified. Now, there's a lot of noises that go along with home remodeling, Big J. You're going to find that out the hard way, but there are some of those noises that pop up in songs that you hear here on the X. We're going to play you a song that's got a scream or a grunt in it. You got to identify that band or that artist. If you can do so correctly, you have guessed that grunt, and you are therefore qualified for the X's Rockstar remodel. Is it a long and convoluted way of getting people qualified for it? Sure. But you know what, Big J? We're having fun, aren't we?
Yeah, fun.
Huh? Isn't that what it's about?
Yeah, it's about fun.
Thank you very much. Let's get ourselves a contestant this morning. Hello, the X.
Morning.
Morning, sir. What's your name?
Tim, how's it going?
Good, Tim. We're hanging in there. Thank you very much for calling in. We're going to have you guess that grunt, sir. I'm going to play a song over the phone line to you. You got to tell us what artist or band it is. Are you ready?
Sure.
Incoming. Whoa, okay. That's not an easy one, man. That was not the song I thought it was.
Oh, no.
And so now, even I don't know that one. So best of luck.
I know it either.
Man, I don't know the song.
Hold on.
I feel like you've been band before.
I truly have no idea who this is.
I think I know, but I mean, that's a bad sign.
It is, because Big J did put these together. And so why don't you take a guess, and if it sounds familiar to Big J, you will win. I'll play it for you again. Here, Tim, listen to it again. Who is that, Big J?
That's not Avatar, is it?
I don't think it is Avatar, but thank you very much for playing. When I saw this, I looked it up by the title, and none of it sounds familiar to me. But I don't know.
I'm not looking at the thing. I think I know who it is.
Okay. Then we will take guesses, and Big J will have to tell us if it's correct. Hello, the X.
Hi.
Hi. Here comes a song. You got to name the artist or the band. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here it comes. Any guesses?
I Prevail.
Is it I Prevail?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Okay. It is. Wonderful. I was leaning towards Beartooth, but I Prevail will work just fine. Congratulations. Hang on just 1 second. What's your name, by the way?
Megan.
Megan, way to go. You are officially qualified for the X's Rockstar.
I put the title in the...
You did, but when I saw the title, I was like, oh, that must be the Papa Roach song. And so that's who I was assuming to hear. And then it was a deep cut by I Prevail, but well done. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We have got your bad impressions. They're next on the X Rocks.
Bad impressions.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, we got a Morning After prize package here, baby. 1 week from today, out at the Ford Idaho Center Amphitheater, you got Hardy coming to town, Jim Bob himself. So we'll get you loaded up with those tickets, and we have got a pretty swell opportunity for you to get yourself an Uber $25 gift card from our friends at the Injury Advocates Injury Attorneys. We're coming in here to Memorial Day, to Labor Day of the 100 most dangerous days out on the road, increase the DUIs, all of that stuff. So drive responsible, drink responsible, and avoid having those issues by taking an Uber. And we'll get you that here by figuring out the clues to bad impressions today.
208-287-1003. Hardy tickets up for grabs. So are some Uber $25 gift card coming your way. If you'd like to play, Big J's got 3 clues. They are all revolving around somebody pretty famous. If you can figure out who that famous person is, you're going to Hardy like a champion. Hello, the X.
How's it going?
Good, man. What's your name?
Devin.
All right, Devin, you're up first. Good luck.
I mean, sipping on gin and juice for me was way more than just a hit song. I'm known for the smoke, and I've been to Ontario for shizzle.
Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, Snoop Dogg. That's right.
That is correct. Good job, man. Hang on one second. We'll hook you up with those Hardy tickets as well as that $25 gift card to Uber from the Advocates Injury Attorneys. What was clue 3 for fun?
Martha Stewart and myself, unbeatable team, Nick.
And why is Snoop Dogg in the news?
That's because best friends, Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg, add another accolade to their list of credentials. Sports Emmy Award winners. That's right. They won a Sports Emmy, Nick, for their show that they were doing on the NBC and Peacock for the 2024 Olympics.
What was that show called?
It was called Chillin' with Snoop and Martha.
That's all it takes, baby.
I don't think that's what it was called, but I was just making that up.
Got it.
Doesn't have to give the name of the show here in this story.
You ever watch any of it?
No. I mean, I saw some clips here and there, but, I mean, they're just hilarious. This is just such an odd couple.
Yeah, I know. And they've been doing stuff for years, it feels like. But now they're leading in, and now they've got some Emmys. Is that Snoop's first Emmy, or has he won one before? Does he add it to I'm sure he's won a Grammy before. I know he hasn't won an Oscar.
Yeah, he's won about 7 or 8 of them.
Wow. For what?
I don't know. Listen, you asked me like I then have gone in and delved into Snoop's entire life in awards. Like I know every Emmy that he's won.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out other TV things that Snoop has done that was Emmy award worthy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can give you movies like Car Wash and that kind of thing, but TV shows I'm not sure outside of what he was doing. But hey, listen, congratulations on his 8th Emmy.
Gets him closer to an EGOT.
That's right. He's only 2 away. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your bad impressions. We're going to wrap up the show here next on the X Rock.
Not afraid to die.
Latest from Evanescence, that's Afterlife, a.k.a. the show on Netflix that Big J watches without a shirt on, Devil May Cry. That's going to do it for the Morning After here on Friday. Thank you very much for hanging out with us this day and this week. We appreciate it very much. Special thank you to Coral from the Comedy Lounge for popping by, talking about all the cool things happening as the lounge celebrates their 6th anniversary here in the Treasure Valley tonight. Very cool thing, a nice little milestone. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to our last Seether winner. Won some tickets to go to the sold-out show tonight at the Knitting Factory Concert House. I will see you guys out there. Make sure you stop by and say hi at the sold-out show tonight. Very excited for that. And, of course, we also got a great Friday morning song from Big J to help celebrate the My Rock All Request weekend with some Crobot, so it's a good thing. Big J, that does leave you with the floor, sir.
Yeah, reminder, hey, Memorial Day weekend, big weekend at the box office maybe, and we dropped our Morning After the Movies podcast of the Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. We took that in yesterday, so that's up. We'd appreciate you going and subscribing, and whether it be on Spotify or Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, and maybe giving that a like, a comment, and all that.
Available on the X app as well. There's a podcast link right there if you download the 100.3 The X app. It is available for you to check out there, as well as xrock.com. Anywhere you find podcasts, you can find the Morning After podcast and the Morning After the Movies podcast. Looking for something to do tomorrow? Maybe join Jason Drew out there at Larry H. Miller Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. He'll be out from 10 a.m. to noon as they celebrate employee pricing this Memorial Day weekend, and we'll hook you up with some free burgers, hot dogs, and prizes from the X-Rock stock while we're out there, too. Boise Auto Mall is where you can find them near Franklin and Cole. Jason Drew and the X this Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon with Larry H. Miller, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Boise. Very excited for that. We will see you guys on Tuesday. Enjoy the My Rock All Request weekend. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. It's the X-Rocks.